Hello from the Welsh wilderness. So today I'm in the vicinity of a famous mine, which unfortunately doesn't have very much by way of underground. So next to this famous mine, there's a previous mine that used to be here, which is even older, which is a good thing because the chances are that the levels might actually be hand tool cut, which is great, which is what I'm looking for. But now let's just see whether we can find them. It's a beautiful sunny day. This reservoir used to feed the mines. It obviously doesn't connect anymore, and there used to be some smaller reservoirs that way, but again they are no more. There's the first spoil heap just over there, so it's quite visible. They've in about 2001 maybe they cut down some of the trees, so all this used to be forested. So now it's a little bit better visible. There you can see the remains of the forest. Obviously this was plantations, so it's good that they've cut it down. So however on the other side they haven't, so I believe the level should be there. So if you've got a spoil heap here, then logically the level should be somewhere, well, just the other side of the road. But so I said the level should be on the other side of the road, which it is. So you've got the spoil heap here, and you just look over the other side. I was kind of looking up there, but then I noticed that there's this what looks like a stream and sounds like a stream here, but it's really deeply cut in there, and it just keeps going in. I mean, there's got to be a level, but it's just because of the sun I can't see, and I don't think the video picks up either. So the only way to find out is actually to get a torch out and go in there. But there's definitely something that looks like it could be a level, but let's see if it's open. Right, let's find out. It's really wet. Oh, it's mossy, very mossy. Oh my god, okay, so this wow, but this is proper old. Yeah, really narrow. I'm not sure that's a human-sized hole. It's a bit of a letterbox going on there. But wow, this is amazing. I'm gonna go a bit closer just to see, to investigate. Oh, there's a nice open cut that opens up here. So clearly, yeah, so this goes through over to daylight, but look at that. Oh, and is that a timber reinforcement going on there? Sorry about the light going all over the place. Ah, this is, okay, so maybe this isn't, I'm trying to think whether this is sort of like a coffin level type thing, or whether this is more of like a drainage culvert, because this could have been, I mean, you know, it could have been something from the reservoir to drain, but it does, well, no, it looks like it might have been hand cut. And this timber, let's have a look. This is just the natural rock where they've cut it through, and there's a bit of timbering. How strange. So looking at the bottom of it, it's not like it's super deep. I thought maybe it was a coffin level that was really flooded, almost up to the top, but actually it's not, because you can see where the rocks are, unless they built it, because actually further in it does look like it drops down. Yeah, and this was marked as a level in the old maps, so yeah, it might just be a desperately flooded old level. It sort of looks like it goes to a dead end, but actually doesn't, because it turns, it curves, I don't know, either side, but I'm sure it does. Okay, rightio. I don't think there's anything else I can check out in terms of this one, other than taking a couple of pictures. So this reveals a slightly wider mining landscape. So what do we have here? There's spoil heaps over there, so we're going to look for a level somewhere in there. But also that side, there should be an open cut, and of course the fence suggests that there is, absolutely there is an open cut there. But let's just see how deep. So these are quite old, so we're not expecting them to be very very telling in terms of how it was all done. purely because I expect it to be fairly flattened by years. Eroded. Oh, okay, no, this is quite, wow. Maybe we'll see it better from the other side, but this is actually quite deep. Here we go. Oh my god, but that's a proper, maybe this is more of a level. It does, on the old maps, this is marked as an open cut. And I think on the new maps, something along those lines as well. But we shall find out. Beautiful. Whoa. Okay. Oof, gosh, this is proper dangerous actually. I mean, an open cut it is, that's for sure. But it just drops down. Just like that. So this bit, obviously there's trees and that, so I don't know if you can see that it just sort of goes through. But over there you can see, so that profile almost looks like a level, but it's not. It just drops straight down, and it does look really steep. It's like an open slope. But this would have been quite primitive, so I would imagine. Let's have a look actually if there's any shot holes on the walls, because this doesn't look like it's hand cut. Oh, there's a letter E. Wonder what that means. Yeah. And there's a bit of a hole there, as if it's been carved down to hold in some kind of supports. Yeah, but it's not really clear. So this might have been, well, I mean, it definitely was as old as sort of early 18th century, so maybe 17 something, but probably older if it already featured on in those records. Spoil heaps everywhere. Yeah, as much as I don't like cutting the trees down, this has opened up the mining landscape, so that's nice. This is nice and open. Let's see what we've got here. All these spoil heaps, they've got to lead to something. It just all looks a bit of a mess. Okay, so there's definitely something there. That's in that enclosure. But yeah, that's like an old miner's track or some kind of processing area. So definitely worthwhile looking into. I feel like I'm facing the wrong side. It's almost like the level would be under me here. It sort of doesn't make sense because the spoil heaps are there, so you would always expect the level to be above the spoil heaps, otherwise they would just fill in the level itself. So I need to understand what this structure is all about. I mean, if there was anything here, then it's long gone. Maybe it's actually more of a sinkhole that's opened up because of a level collapsing underground, in which case it's not good news. That would mean the level doesn't really go very far if it does exist, but let's investigate further. It does always surprise me how something so old, in the case of this mine, can be so bare, you know, the spoil heaps, no vegetation, but then it does you know, it does explain it somewhat, because obviously they were metal mines, so this was a silver mine, which means it's full of lead. That's how normally they would get silver, from lead ores. So I guess that makes sense. It's sort of poisonous, really. Oh, please don't tell me it's hidden there. Deep in the woods. Peculiar this. So I did squeeze through that tree. But yeah, it's hugely overgrown. And it feels a little bit too far away almost from the spoil heaps, but it does feel a bit like the bed of what used to be a level. Strange. This looks a bit better. So I'm at the top of the spoil heap still. So where I went off there, I've now come across This on the other side. Oh, I love those signs. Really encouraging. Cliff edge, danger. It's not a cliff, is it? It's a shaft. Oh wow, yeah, it is a shaft. Oof, I feel like I want to have a look down there. Definitely worth shining a light. Wow, it's a proper shaft. So looking from this side and with the aid of the torch, you see how square the shaft is. But this looks painstakingly chiseled out. I mean, this is quite neat. I don't know, if maybe this is really old, I don't know. Unless this is a later working, but I think this must be old. It's just tiny, tiny. Yeah, but so square. This is really good work. I'm just going to see if I can get a better view from the other side. It's a bit higher up. It is a better view, and actually what it reveals is that it's flooded. Yeah, and it doesn't look, it sort of looks like it ends there. But this isn't, yeah, this is not a water wheel pit. This is something deeper. So, and I can't see any levels going off. It's a bit of a mystery, this one. What hides in there? Okay, well, if the camera doesn't pick anything up, then I don't know. Yeah, nothing on those sides. Nothing there. How strange. Just above it, there's the shaft there. And if we just look just above it, I don't know why I'm pointing the torch that way. It's pure daylight, I don't need it. But we've got a building there. Again, it's just the way it's stacked. I'm gonna look and see how, yeah, how it's been stacked. Tiny, like flaky little bits of rock. Quite curious. Yeah, it's good work. So they stacked them. Oh, it's my shadow. But yeah, they stacked them nice and horizontal. And then here at the top, they sort of stacked them side by side. Yeah. Yeah, so the view from above. So I think this, because obviously that face is straight onto the shaft, so this would have been some kind of the winding, so probably a water wheel in this pit here, or some kind of a mechanism to wind the the cables, the chains or whatever they were using back in the, depending on how old this is. Oh, could that be a level behind there, I'm thinking. Yeah, so that's just a ruin. Oh, and there's a bit more. I don't know if the camera picks up, but that's built up as well. That's a man-made wall. But I wonder what's in that cut right in there. So the reason why it looked like there was a level in there is because that's the wall, so that hence the shadow. But this is up close of that wall. Yeah, again, really, really neatly stacked from really flat, thin pieces. Okay, so I was climbing and thinking it might be higher up and ended up back on the road. Nice one. So must do better. It's got to be somewhere down there. Another shaft. Ooh, and again, it's really square. Oh no, sorry, this one is round. Oh, this is a thing of beauty, that one. I'm going to shine a torch again on this one just a tiny bit. Can you see how round it is? Oh, that's stunning. Well, no B-day points in considering there's so much water. If the levels are blocked and run in, then obviously this would be full of water, I would imagine.